Record. We're now recording. Hi everyone, thank you Louise. So yes, hopefully you've all found the chat box. That's open all night, so you can ask any questions in there from anyone that's speaking on here tonight. Shout up if you've got any questions at all. So for those of you that are on tonight that are new, my name's Tracy, and I've actually been running my Clean Easy business now for 11 years. It has gone so quickly. So for those of you that have just got started, it really does fly by. What brought me into the business was my kids. I needed something that I could work from home. Natasha was born with special needs, and I found myself in a position where I couldn't actually go back to work part-time or full-time because her hospital appointments were so erratic and there was so much going on, but I still needed to have some extra money coming in. So I started looking for a work from home opportunity. Found all sorts of stuff, most of it highly illegal, but I did fall across Clean Easy, and to be honest with you, I didn't really want to do it. Back then we just had the catalogue opportunity, which is still absolutely huge and a massive part of our business. What really made me join was the fact that I could do it from home and it was flexible. Now back then it cost me nearly 200 quid to join. There was no 30-day money back guarantee. There was no welcome rewards, none of the free stuff that you get now. I think we were just about ordering online. You couldn't register anybody online. You had to physically go and see them and get them to complete a new distributor form with little photos. You know those little photos that you have done at the photo booths? You used to have 2 of those, and you had to put them inside the application form, and then you had to post it off to the company. And we built a business back then, and it absolutely worked, and it still worked today. And my first bonus check from Clean Easy was for £274.90. We now earn over £3,000 a month. We've been all over the world with Clean Easy. We've been on 8 free 5-star holidays. We've just recently won a Mini, although we took the £10,000 cash instead. And it's been amazing. Now, those of you that know Harvey and I really well will know that we're not anything special. We're just, I would say, normal people. I don't know if we're normal. We're normal guys. We're just a normal couple. I'm waiting for the comments now. We're just a normal couple with, 4 kids between us. I've got a little girl who's just come in. Come and say, if you're going to creep into the webinar, you better come here and say hello quickly. Come here, you're fine. Come on here. You better come quick. All these people are on watching. Put your head down. Give everyone a wave. This is Natasha, who's just come down to disturb me. And Natasha, when I joined Clean Easy, was 6 months old, and she's now 12 and a half. So they grow up really quickly. Good night.
I have to get you up.
Of course you can. So the kids have just grown up around Harvey and I doing Clean Easy. So normal in a weird world. We are, I worked in hotel and catering before I had the kids, and Clean Easy. Harvey worked as a senior supervisor for DHL before we had the kids and did Clean Easy. So normal jobs. It's a really simple business. Really simple. There are 3 main things that you need to do in order to grow your Clean Easy business. And the biggest tip out of everything we're going to hear tonight is keep it simple and stick to the basics. It really is not complicated. Okay, not complicated at all. In terms of the retail, you want to just get to a stage where you've got regular customers. If you're doing that with the catalogues, and we highly recommend that you do that with the catalogues because they're just amazing and people love looking through the catalogues. If you're working it really part-time around other jobs, other commitments, get yourself to a stage where you're doing about 250 quid in orders a week, part-time. And with the catalogues, you either need to be getting around 100 out if you're knocking on the doors and handing them to the people that want them, or ideally 300 to 400 catalogues if you're putting them out through the letterbox. You're talking about 10 to 15 hours a week. And if you do that consistently for 3 to 6 months, you will gather enough customers so that you're doing around 250 quid a week. and you'll just be going, after 3 to 6 months, you'll just be going to your regulars. So instead of going to every house, you'll now just be maybe dropping off 50 customer books a week. And it becomes really, really, really easy. For those of you that are on tonight, if you've got a customer base and you followed that system and you built up a regular customer base, just put a comment in the chat box so all our new guys can see how easy it is to put that together. If you're full-time, if you've not got another job or anything, I'd recommend that you aim to get about 500 quid a week, because you're going to earn more money and it's well worth it. Now, you can do online as well. You can do online instead of, but I would also always recommend that you do a bit of both. Online is all about creating daily habits. You can still get the same loyalty from your online customers if you look after them. So you've got your own Facebook selling groups that you're adding products in every day and interacting in. You doing weekly Facebook live demos so people get to see you, and you're sharing some products, and then use marketplace as well and local buy and sell groups, and make sure you're giving your online customers either the electronic links or giving them a complimentary catalogue when they come and collect or you deliver orders, and make sure you're messaging them at least once a month to see whether they want orders, and you're sending them out the internet specials and things like that. So all of those things will get you regular customers and will help you build your retail customer base, because if nobody's retailing, you're not making any money. So retail is absolutely 100% the key to this business. Sell a few products, find a few other people that want to sell a few products as well. Which brings us to the sponsoring. Now, you're going to have a fantastic training in a short while from one of our senior distributors. Monica and Martin's business has turned over almost £20,000 a period. So they've got a great business. It's absolutely rocking right now. And Monica's going to share with you some great ideas of how you can generate inquiries in your business. Loads of different ways that you can do that. And you want to get to a stage where you've got about 50 plus inquiries coming through a week, so that when you're new, you'll be bringing in a person a week. When you get more experience, you'll be bringing in more than that if you're generating that amount of leads. So you're going to get some great tips from Monica on all the different things that you can do. And then, you know, it's just teaching. It's just learning the system yourself and then showing other people how to do it. If you can generate an order either online or via a catalogue, you can show someone else how to generate an order. If you can put an order on the system and have it delivered, you can show someone else how to do that. If you can generate an inquiry either on Facebook or one of the other methods that Monica's going to show you, you can show someone else how to do that. If you can read one of the personal development books, you can share that book with somebody else. If you can talk to somebody about the business, you can show someone else how to do the same. It's just a copying business. You have not got to know absolutely everything. I do not know absolutely everything about this business, and we earn £3 a month. You genuinely do not have to know. You just have to know how to do the little bits and show someone else how to do the little bits. And the great news, if you want to get team building but you're still really new, is that we will help you to do that. It's so easy, and the only way you get good at it is practice. So, you know, get stuck in the help and support. I'm so proud of every single one of our shooting stars, because you all have an amazing attitude to helping and supporting each other. And, you know, together we are stronger. Clean Easy's whole culture is about we're stronger together, and we absolutely are stronger together in the shooting stars. The support and the tips that you share with each other and helping each other out, regardless of, you know, who's brought them into the team. We are one team, and everyone successful together is what's going to grow the shooting stars. So we're incredibly proud. Harvey and I are incredibly proud and incredibly blessed to have all of you in the team, even you, Michael. All of you. We love Michael, really, we genuinely do. So learning and coaching is the next stage. Really simple to do. So let's have a look at some of the shooting star success that we've had over the last few days, and look at all these people that have joined the team so far. And I know there's people literally joining as we are speaking on the webinar tonight. So well done to everyone who's just got started. If you're on tonight and your name is on that list, just say hi in the chat box so we can give you a big well done for being on your first webinar, which is absolutely fantastic. Welcome to all of you. Patty is on. Fantastic. Patty, I've got some great recognition that you're doing at the minute. My goodness. It's amazing to see people getting off to a really, really fast start. And here's all our sponsor monsters. Well done to everybody that he's already bringing people into the team. I think we're at 16 people now, which is absolutely fantastic. A really good start to the new year. Let's double, treble and quadruple those numbers. And again, I say you're going to get some great ideas from Monica shortly on how you can do that. Fantastic to see orders coming through as well. A lot of people are concerned that there's going to be no sales after Christmas. Well, that's just the top 15 out of our team in just the last 2 weeks. That doesn't include this week's orders. I know Jay put a fantastic post up earlier, which I've got on here to show you. 550 quid orders picked up today. We've just put 350 quid on the system today. I'm sure if anyone else has got an order ready to go on this week, just type it in the chat box there. So the orders are absolutely coming in. Again, catalogues, online, wall market, the orders are flooding in, guys. Excellent, Monica, 100 quid. Brilliant, brilliant. Michael, 600 quid to go on. Fantastic. It's absolutely buzzing, guys. Remember, if you're new, you want to get to a stage where you've got around 250 quid a week going on, and that way you'll be picking up really good profit from your sales, and you'll be getting an extra cash bonus. And then obviously you just find people to do the same and you'll build it up. Patty, another 70 quid. Fantastic. Trudy, 200 quid. Well done. Absolutely mega. So well done, everyone. Absolutely fantastic. So here's some well done for some of our new team. Juliet, are you on tonight, darling? I'm sure I saw that Juliet was on. Well done to you for achieving your first welcome rewards. Absolutely fantastic. And the same as well for Chelsea. Well done, Chelsea. Your first welcome rewards going through too. Double recognition there for Emma. That was so funny that Michael and Kirsty posted at exactly the same time some congratulations and well done for their lady Emma. They were so thrilled, already smashing her welcome rewards as well. So absolutely brilliant, Emma. And some brilliant recognition there for Patty. Smashed her first welcome rewards and actually managed to get 180 quid through, which means she's got those collection catalogues coming to her for free as well. So bear that in mind when your new people are putting their first orders through, guys. If it gets to 180 quid, they get 200 free catalogues as well, which is absolutely mega. For those of you that are just on for the first time, let me just run through the welcome rewards with you. The ones that you've just seen that our new people have qualified for is our welcome reward 1, and that is for putting an order through for over £150. And because they've done that, they've been able to choose 50 free catalogues, which is absolutely brilliant. So well done for all of you that have done that. Now the next step from there is within your first 30 days to get more orders on and to get that total up to £600. When you hit that, you're going to be able to choose not just 50, but 100 extra catalogues. So just imagine all the extra customers you can find with another 100 catalogues completely free. Absolutely mega incentive. And if you do the same in your next 30 days, you don't have to take 30 days more to do it. You can do it in the next week. Get that figure up to £1,200 and you get another 100 catalogues on top of that. So make sure you get that incentive. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on those freebies. It's absolutely worth it. So Patty, you'll be getting that next 100 catalogues very soon, I'm sure. And for the rest of you, keep pushing for that as well. Absolutely mega. There's Jay's post from earlier. £550. Absolutely brilliant. And she's absolutely right. catalogues are your bread and butter. You get huge loyalty through your catalogue customer base. Harvey and I have built a catalogue customer base that we built 11 years ago that still orders with us 11 years on, still orders with us 11 years on. So it's well worth it. Do keep looking for them, do find them. So very quickly, some network news for you. What updates have come through this week to make sure we all know what's going on. For those of you that are new, every Friday you get an email from Clean Easy called your EWB, stands for Enterprise Weekly Bulletin. And on there you get all the updates, so all the catalogues, any new ones, any catalogues that are switching off, any special offers, any links to any company events. So it's your direct communication with head office. We all get the same information, so that do look out for that in case it goes into your spam folder. You get that every Friday, and do have a good read through. So for any of you that haven't yet qualified for your collections, they've extended the deadline. Woo-hoo! So you now have until Thursday, the 15th of February. Okay, it was supposed to end this Thursday. They've extended it until the 15th of February. So what you need to do is get an order on for £180, a single group order going on for £180, and you get 200 free collections issue 2. Who's been getting orders from collections 1? We've had quite a few. Ours go out in our packs. We've got collections 2 in our packs as well. As soon as who's got collections 2 already? As soon as you get an order on, there'll be those catalogues will go out in that order. You don't have to wait until the 15th of February to get them. We're getting orders from them. In fact, the order that I've put on today has got orders in from those collections. So make sure you are using them. And we have the new personalised catalogue. Woo! Very excited to receive this. You can order them now on code 100765 in the UK. Or 100773 in Ireland. They're only £3 for a pack of 50, and you can add those to your order. I've ordered 250 for us today. There's loads of new products in there. The personalised range does really well. So do make sure you've got those ordered so you can get those into your packs. And then you can use the other ones in your blanket drop packs if you want to before they switch off. So fantastic. Yeah, make sure you've all got those coming. And just a quick recap on the current incentives. So Harvey and I run a Shooting Stars group incentive every period, and you get your name in our Spin the Wheel. You get your name on the wheel for every £1,000 worth of retail you do. You get your name on the wheel for every person that you've sponsored. So there's lots of you who've got your names in for there. If you sponsor 10 people, you get your name in 10 times. You get your name on the wheel if you move up the success plan. You get your name on the wheel for that. If you achieve your £600 or your £1,200 welcome reward target, you go in the wheel for that. You, as a sponsor, if your new team member achieves their first 10% cash bonus, then you go into the wheel for that, for your support. You go on the wheel for sharing your testimonial at a Shooting Stars group event or doing a training at a Shooting Stars group event. We are always looking for people who want to do testimonials. So, you know, do drop us a message if you'd like to do yours. And then we also do spotlight rewards. So different extra special little things that we do where you can get your name in the wheel. And then on our week 1 webinar, you've got to be on live, and we spin the wheel and we have 5 different prizes up for grabs. Who's got their name in the wheel already for any of those things? Monica has. Woo woo. Carla has. Yes. Jude has. Fantastic. Yes, Monica sponsoring and tonight. Yeah. Kalpana does. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, I'm loving it. Lots of you coming through with your names in the wheel. So yeah, you've got to make sure Michael in the wheel as well. Oh, it was funny, wasn't it, Jackie? I think it's funny because we just keep messing it up. I think I'm going to get Natasha to do it on this month. She'll be better at it than me. Don't get me started on the bingo. So funny. And remember, there's an extra 50 quid cash up for grabs. You've got to get that team member target up to 50 though. You can still do it, you know. You can still do it. If everyone cracks on, you can still do it. There's loads of people joining. Keep going for it. And a quick reminder about the company incentive. So those of you that are new, there's a really mega sponsoring incentive on at the moment. Now, it's the first time they've ever done this. So you really want to take advantage of it. So if you're new, listen closely because this one's really, really exciting. Because you're new, it's a really great time to obviously talk to other people about your business because there'll be loads of people you know that will be interested in making an extra 50 quid or more a week. Loads of them that like using Facebook and stuff. Now, if you get somebody started in your business and your sponsor will help you to do that, and then you show them how to go and generate sales, just like you're doing, and they achieve £600 worth of orders, you will get an extra 50 quid cash paid onto your bonus check for every person. And they can do you can actually qualify for up to £200 per new starter. For every 600 quid in orders they do, you'll get 50 quid cash up to the value of £200 per person. So for those of you that are really new, those of you that have been with us a while know this incentive's currently running, but for those of you that are on tonight that are really, really new, don't wait to build your team. Do it now while you're getting this extra cash bonus as well, because that could add a few extra £100 onto your monthly bonus if you really crack on with it. It's really, really exciting, and they've never done it before, and I don't know if they'll do it again. So this is running until April time. So you really, really, really want to take advantage of it now and get that extra money into your bank. So, yeah, you know, speak to your sponsor and do all the things that Monica's going to show you in a minute to team build. It's really, really exciting. And a quick reminder of the other company incentive, the Go 18%. So build your business up to a level of around I think it's about £4,080 exactly. Get your business over that £4,000 mark and hold that, keep building it, build it up to gold, and you know, get your sales and all the other things up, and you're going to get invited to a really special 18% clean easy do with a gala dinner and a really luxury hotel for the weekend. You're going to get well spoiled with a really special incentive. So anyone that's in the team that's actually really serious about going for this, do let me know so we can make sure that you've got everything you need to really, really push for that. Who's going for that, by the way? It's on tonight. I know where Rosie is. Anyone else that's like really going for it? Not like just want to do it a little bit, but really, really, really want to go for it. Kalpana, you too. Excellent. Very, very exciting. So Kalpana and Rosie are going to go then. It's really, really exciting, isn't it? Right, I'm going to come off screen and I'm going to invite up a fabulous lady in our team that you all know. Monica's going to share with you her story, and she's going to take you through some fantastic training on how to generate lots of leads in your business so you can start growing a really, really big team. So please give a huge hand for the very fabulous Monica Dolman.
Hello. Can you all hear me? Okay, I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so my name's Monica, and I've been in the business going on for 5 years now. When I first joined the business, I was working full-time at Argos in a warehouse, working shift work. So when I saw the advert online, it was really just for a little bit of extra money around my full-time job. And for the first 2 years of being in the business, I didn't attend any of the webinars or any of the trainings or things like that. One reason was because I was working most of the time. And another reason was I just wasn't following the system. I was just doing my own thing. And it suited me at the time. I was just earning a little bit of extra cash every month. And then 2 years down the line, I became pregnant and we found out that we was having twins. So my outlook on life changed dramatically when we found out we was having twins. I didn't want to go back to work. I didn't want to be spending a lot of time away from the house and the family. And I knew that there was people in this business making full-time money from doing this and making big incomes. So I spoke to Tracy and told her that I'm going to start following the system and I'll do what it takes to get my income up. And that's what I did. I just started following the system, getting really focused. And this picture here was actually the build up to gold when we was building up to gold. So within a few months, we'd got it right up. And then we hit gold as a team. We'd built the team up and we'd hit gold. And then that also qualified us for the Madrid incentive as well. So we've been on one of the holiday incentives to Madrid. So we just work this business. This is all I do now. I haven't got a full-time job. I just do this around the twins. Martin does work full-time. He's not really done anything in the business other than this last year. He's started to get really involved now and he's really excited about the business as well, which is really good. But for the first 2-3 years, I was just doing it on my own. I built my catalogue customer base up, but now Martin's wanting to give it a go as well, so that's really good. And he's also got 2 children as well, which we have most weekends, so we're really busy with kids most of the time. So this was from our amazing team, consistently building and putting through orders. We managed to hold gold status for 10 periods, which qualified us for the £1,500 bonus check. So well done to everybody in Team Freedom. And I know that we've got Michael and Kirsty that have also built their business to gold, and we've got lots of gold legs that are going to be coming through this year as well. Yep, so that's the Madrid trip. So there's us all at before the gala dinner. I'm in the right-hand corner somewhere, just my little head poking up. But Madrid was amazing. And I don't want to miss any other holiday destinations with Clean Easy because they are really, really amazing. So I'm going to show you some of the ways that you can build your team. So the more rods you have in the pond, the more fish you will catch. So the more ways of advertising and getting the word out there, the more people you're going to attract into your business. So the first thing that we'd advise is your warm market list. So your warm market list is people that you know, people that you already know, speak to and see regularly. Hopefully they trust you. Hopefully they already like you because they already know you. You've already got a relationship with your warm market. So they'll be able to, they trust you, they know what you're doing, they can see that you're doing it. And you want to help those people that you care about the most as well. Help them earn more money and have better lifestyles. So start with your friends and family and let them all know. So the 5 levels of formality, this is a book and you can also get it on audio CD as well if you prefer to listen to CDs or on your iPad. This is really, really good. I've just listened to the audio in my car while I was out blanket dropping, and it just gives you lots of different ways to approach different people to come across in the right way, so you're not scaring people off. So if you can get hold of that, I'd highly recommend that book. It's a really good read. Here is some examples of adverts that you can put just on your selling group on Facebook. So if you just write a little comment, I'm just curious if anyone would like some extra cash just by advertising some of the stuff in this group. comment below or message me if you're interested. These all work really well. You can direct message to your warm list, whether it's through Facebook, WhatsApp, just normal message, Messenger. So you could put something like, "Hi Laura, just wanted to let you know about that I've started my own little online business and it's going really well. Who do you know that would like to earn some extra money working from home?" This works really well because you're not asking them directly, you're asking them who do they know. So what you usually find is they tend to come back and say, "Well, actually, I might be interested. Let me take a look." And then again, on your timeline, share stories. I like sharing lots of stories of me with the kids because this business has allowed me to spend all my time with the children. I'm never away at work, or they come out with me, they do my catalogue drops with me. I'm with them all the time. So that was really, really important to me in the early stages of their life before they go up to school. So I've not missed a moment. So I share little stories like that to see if other mums on my Facebook want to do the same thing as well. So here's just an example of a message that you can send to people. So, "Hi, how are you?" This is what you can also, if people have, if you've previously spoke to people and they've not come back to you, you can also send a message. "Sorry, it's been a while. You've been super busy with your new business. You're so excited to see the instant success and extra cash that people are generating online now. Can you do me a favour and watch the 3 short videos on the 10stepsvideos.com? Let me know if you can think of anybody who might be interested." So just get the word out there to absolutely everybody that you know. Cards and flyers is another way that we use to get people to join the business. So here's a couple of examples of cards and flyers. We've got I'm not sure if it's still called the Bids Web or if it's the Clean Easy. I'm sure somebody will pop it in the comments for us. And you can order flyers, cards, everything you can order through there, and it's not too expensive. I also used Vistaprint as well to get some cards printed off there. Leave them everywhere you go, put them up everywhere. The flyers, the flyers, you can go around door to door and pop them through doors, and the hot pockets is where you staple a couple of the cards together and pop a few cards in, and then you can blue tack them to bus stops or where there's going to be lots of people so that they can take a card from there. Shop adverts. So you can go down your local high street, go anywhere, all the local high streets, and just ask if you can put a little advertisement up in their shops and in the shop windows. On the some of them have little pin boards that you can pop advertisements up. Go around them all and make sure that your local area have all got ones for your business to join your business and your contact number. Day glow badges. So here's a couple of examples of the badges, and you can get these from any of the events that are held. They're not expensive, a pence they are. There's been people join the business through badges. I know one of the big earners joined the business through a badge as well. So just pop that on when you're out and about and people will ask you what it's about. Car advertisements. There's lots of people in the team that have got car adverts like this. So you can turn your car into a walking advert. So when you've parked your car up in the shopping centre car park and you're off shopping, your car can be advertising your business for you. And I picked up one of these at the Newcastle event that we went to last week, just for £3.50. So it was really, really cheap, and it's a great way to advertise your business and bring new team members into your business for you. I can't see the chat because it's I can't see the chat. So there's stickers as well. You can pop stickers everywhere to advertise your business. And you can also get little stickers. What I did last year, when the Christmas catalogues came to an end, I just got some little stickers printed off, and I popped a sticker on each of the catalogues, and I just went and used them for flyers in my local area as well. Also, when you get letters come through the post for junk mail, sometimes they'll have a return envelope in them. So all the junk mail that you get coming through your post, you can pop little cards and flyers in them and send them back in the post as well, because there's somebody at the other end opening all of those letters, and who will find them cards. So any way that you can find to get cards and flyers, the word out there, do it all. They all work. Internet and Facebook is another rod in the pond. So I've seen lots of these, lots of people sharing lots of recruitment ads recently, and we're getting lots of people joining the team. So you can share your checks if you get your first bonus check. That's another good reason to try and hit your bonus as quickly as possible, because you'll get one of these little checks that you can then share around your friends and your family, share them in the selling groups, posting recruitment posts. So there's a couple of examples of recruitment posts, and I think there's some shared in the adverts group as well. If your sponsor will share some with you as well, if you've not got any, you can make your own. The job sites, there's lots of job sites out there as well that you can advertise on. So if you just, there's lots, there's hundreds of different job sites. And also I know that Gumtree, I think you can search for people that are looking for jobs as well. So if you can find a number on there, you can also message them across your videos and just say that you've got some work they might be interested in. They can take a look and let you know. So that's just some of the job sites that you can advertise in. Text other adverts as well. So have a look through your local paper, and we've got a big board in Morrison's as well, our local Morrison's, and it's a huge board right near the tills where lots of other people are advertising for all different kinds of things, and they all leave their numbers on there. So just take a pen and paper one day after you've done your shopping and jot down all the mobile numbers, and you can just message them as well, just saying that you're recruiting, you're looking for people who are wanting to work from home. Pop a little link to the recruitment videos on there, ask them to take a look. Any way that you can get those videos out there, you never know what response that you're going to get. There's also the team ad pool that runs as well. So all of these other ways that we've just gone through are really, really good. They all work, but if you're looking for instant numbers to contact for people that are looking for work, you can join our team ad pool as well. So the good thing about that is it's guaranteed leads. You can pick how many leads, telephone numbers you want each month. It's more time efficient because you know that they're people looking for work, and you can just message them across the videos, ask them to take a look. The more numbers that you do, the more people that you'll get join your team, and they are genuinely looking for work as well. So if you do want to have some numbers in your ad pool, contact your sponsor and they'll be able to point you in the right direction to get some leads coming in next period. Give information to customers as well. Your customers already love the products because they buy from you. So you know that they like the products, they buy the products. If they join, you can let them know that they can get the products at discount price because they'll make less the retail profit, so that they can get their products a little bit cheaper. And there's lots of customers that join the team. Kalpana was actually a customer before she joined the team. So yeah, let them know that you're also looking for people to join your team as well. You're not just selling products, you're looking for team members too. The 3-foot rule. So everybody that you meet, mention it to them, ask them what they do, ask them if they know anybody, just get into a real good routine. It can be really scary at first when you first start speaking to people that you don't really know or you never really met. But that 5 levels of formality, if you get hold of that first, it gives you some really good techniques to be able to speak to people that you're not in contact with all the time, build up that relationship with them. So just share the opportunity with everybody that you come across. So here's something that you could say to them. So you could just say, hi, I'm a recruiter for my company and we're looking for good people like you. Tell me, if I could show you a way of earning some extra money part-time without affecting your current job, would you be interested in finding out more? So that's a really good script there that you can use with people that you meet from day to day. And teamwork makes the dream work. So that's lots of ways for you to go out there and find lots of new team members, put them all into practice. And that's it from me. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, fantastic, Monica. Did everybody get some great ideas from there? Just pop in the chat box for me and which one of those ideas you really liked and you're going to implement into your business in the next couple of days. Was there anything in particular that jumped out for you? It'd be great for Monica to get that feedback from you. So well done, Mon. Fantastic training. Thank you. Kalpana, old catalogues as flyers. Yeah, really, really good idea. Yeah, Jackie, definitely flyering while you're doing your cataloguing is a great way to do it. Yeah, Facebook flyers from Jay. Notice boards in supermarkets. Yeah, it's a really good one, Rosie. There's loads of people always advertising. People also that are selling stuff in your local free papers. Have a look for people that are advertising their businesses. You know, there's people that are advertising garden jobs and all sorts of things. You know, a lot of them have mobile numbers on. Keep your eyes peeled when you're out and about for any mobile numbers on work vans and things. All of those. Yeah, shop ads, definitely, Jude. We don't do enough of those, do we? So get shop ads. You know, just start to have a kind of a little bag of stuff with you everywhere you go, or a tub in the car, so that you've always got the opportunity to put some activity out. And the little script that Monica shared with you about I'm a recruiter for my company is a fab little script to use when it's typically something that you would use when you've had some good service. So it might be that you were chatting to the person that was serving you in the supermarket. You might be chatting to the person that's just served you a coffee in Costa Coffee. It might be a waiter or a waitress that served you your meal when you've gone out for lunch. It might be, you know, anyone that you're chatting to where you just get on really well with them, and that's a really good script to come into. And when you say to them, oh, I'm a recruiter for my company, you're really, really good on the phone, or, you know, something you could say on the phone if you were talking to somebody on the phone, or if somebody served you, you might say, oh, you're really good at your job. You know, I'm a recruiter for my company and I'm looking for people that give really good customer service. If I could show you a way of making some extra money without impacting on your job here, would you be interested in getting some info? And then just get their number so you can give them a call and drop them some info later. So it's really, really easy to do once you just get that in your head. And that little I'm a recruiter for my company works really, really well. So here's my 2 hot tips for you for tonight. The first one is do make sure you're popping your guests into our team group. So these are people that you've spoken to either live or on Messenger or WhatsApp. I will do a lot of that these days. People that you've spoken to that are interested in the business. So they've had the video, they've had a look at the video, and they're either thinking it over, they want to see some success, or they're just waiting until they get paid so they can order their kit. These are great people to put into the Shooting Stars team group. We don't add them into the team chat at that stage, just into the Shooting Stars group. So when you pop them in, welcome them in and introduce them. Tell us what you know about that person. Because what that does then is other people within the team. So if you've introduced somebody who's maybe a mum, then all of us that are mums will be able, oh, I'm a mum, I'm a mum, and they instantly find other people that are like them within the group. So it makes them feel welcome. Well, don't just add them into the group. Another thing that you can then do is have a scroll through, find some of the recent sales posts. So every week we pop in like the weekly figures, tag them in on that post and just put, oh, these are the team figures for the week. Because if they're scrolling through, and it might have been that Harvey and I have had half an hour and we've gone through the group that day and we've welcomed all the new people. So all you might see for the first 20 messages is welcome, 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 welcome. And a new guest going in might just think, what on earth is this? So tag them in on some of those sales figures, tag them in on some of the recognition posts so that those things, they can see those posts. Otherwise they might miss them. And invite them to our weekly webinar. Guests can come. We don't put guests on the induction because that's a training for a new starter, but we do absolutely welcome guests onto our weekly webinar. So if they want to come on, which is why it's great that you all have your videos on so that guests coming on can see that everyone's real. Otherwise it's just blank screens and it's just me and that might scare them off. So it's great that you all have your videos on, and thank you for that. It also means that you sit and watch the webinar as well, so thank you for that. But invite them onto the weekly webinar. So that's something that you can all start to do with your guests, like tonight. Yes, Carla, exactly like tonight. So this weekly one, any guests that you've got in the group, you can tag them in on the weekly webinar and invite them onto as a guest, and contact them individually as well, because they might not all see the post. My other hot tip for you is to get really good at creating conversations on Facebook. So you really want to make sure that you are having lots of fun in your group, but also on your own profile. So here's an example of a post that I popped in my group yesterday, and it's had so many comments on people playing the game. Now I have got to go back and reply on them all because I've not had time yet today. But what you do when you create the conversation, it's not enough just to like the post. You've got to reply back, ideally tagging their name in. Now that does a couple of really beneficial things for you. It's not just about scrolling through and liking. It's really beneficial for you to create that conversation. So by replying back, it connects you guys up. So Facebook will show you and show them more of each other's posts. Now, why is that a good thing? Well, you want them to see more of your selling posts, don't you? But you also want them to see things that you put on your own profile. Because like Monica said earlier, you want to be not spamming your business all over your profile 24/7. You want to be sharing the lifestyle and the freedom and the fun and the success and the learning, all the good stuff, all the benefits of the business. That's what you want to be sharing on your profile, all of that stuff. So more people that you have conversations with, the more of that which is going to be seen. And it also gives you massive brownie points on Facebook. So if you want to stay at the top of their good boy, good girl list, yeah, rather than at the bottom in jail, yeah, if you want to stay right at the top of their list, you've got to be social. So conversations is a massive way to do that. The other thing that I would say is that you can do that also in our team group. Okay, it's really important that in the team group you are making conversations as well. So do take a moment to comment on posts that are in there. It's great that you're tagging your team in, but the more communication and conversations you have in the team group, rather don't just like a post, because that doesn't count anymore. It doesn't give you any Facebook brownie points. You've at least got to use one of the emojis. Get brownie points if you use an emoji. You do not get brownie points just for liking a post anymore. It's much better if you actually take the time to do a comment. So once you've done an interactive post in your group and you've replied back and you've had conversations, make sure you pop a recruitment post in your group that night as well, because all of a sudden you've got all those people that you're connected with that are going to see your post. So I always find on the back of an interactive post that I've run for a couple of days, if I then pop a recruitment post in, it gets a lot more responses. Okay, so they're my 2 hot tips for you. So just to finish up then, some dates for your diary. So For those of you that are at the 15% level and above, we have our workshop tomorrow night. Who's coming up? Who's attending? I know some of you are. So we're going to be looking at our social events. We're going to be looking at our targets for the month. We're going to be looking at sponsoring and sharing any other good business ideas. So looking forward to seeing you all here. We also, Chris Smith, one of our Clean Easy friends, is running a workshop in Bristol. Now, I know there's quite a few of you in Wales that are going to be plugging into Chris's workshop. We teach the same system. So, Carly, you're going, yeah. I know Jude's going. I think, Trudy, you're booked in for that as well. Hopefully you are. Mariella, I believe, is going also. Anyone else that's that neck of the woods? Brilliant. I know Jude's going to drive down and meet you guys all there, so you're going to have an absolutely mega day. And make sure you share all the tips back. You're going to have a great time there. Chris is an absolute star, so enjoy the workshop on Sunday. Again, quick heads up, we've got the best speaker in Clean Easy, and I genuinely mean that. Rob is speaking for us at our Long Eaton event. On Valentine's night, we're going to be feeling the love in the room on 14th of February. You don't want to be sat in some stuffy restaurant paying 10 times as much for your dinner. You want to be with us in Long Eaton, hearing from the amazing Rob Foster, who earns £1,000 a day in Clean Easy. You need to get there early, because I think, in fact, I know it's going to be standing room only. I don't know how the hell we're going to get everybody in, but we are going to get everybody in. So it's going to be absolutely mega. So make sure you get along on the 14th of February. Tell your other halves that they can wine and dine you the night before or the night after. But on that night, you're going out with Tracy Payne. You make sure you tell them. A couple of heads up on some biggie events that are coming up as well. Sunday, the 25th of March is the big one with Andy Buxton at the Hilton Hotel in Derby. Mega lineup: Jeff, Fiona Webb, Nicole Kaywood, Steve McCormick, Steve and Jackie have won cars and all sorts of things, Jamie DeCasso and Michael Katcar himself. Do get your tickets booked. Let me type the address in the chat box for you. Tickets are 10 quid. Who's been to a big one event before? They're absolutely brilliant. They really, really are a whole heap of fun. So, yeah, get your ticket booked for that. It just helps Andy and Laura to know how many people are coming. And we'll be there with bells on. So it's going to be absolutely mega. And then, of course, just a quick reminder of the company events. Monica, that was a huge yawn. I think you just swallowed the screen. It's like a black hole came across. Company events. Make sure you've got the dates and the codes and everything down. For those of you that are new in the team, you will get your first company event absolutely free. So Patty, anyone else, Juliet, anyone else that's on that's just joined us, whether I urge you to book the Cheltenham one, or obviously you've got the Christmas showcase one. Come to both, Kazia, but you'll get the first one completely free. So do get booked in. And those of you that are coming in September, book your gala dinner tickets as well. We're going to make a weekend of it and stay over. So much fun. It's worth going just to see Michael and Harvey and Martin attempting to break dance on the dance floor. It's worth going just for that. Yeah, definitely. We'll be at everything. They are so much fun. So our next webinar next week is actually going to be a network wide one. We have the very amazing Helen Walsh. Helen and Andy have a fantastic business. They earn over £4,000 a month. They've been on oodles of the free destinations. They've had all sorts of success within Clean Easy. So next week, it's a network wide one. There'll be a few hundred people logged on, and we'll make sure that you've got the link to that on the day of the event. So do keep that free. For those of you that want to stay on for a little bit longer, I know loads of you like to take advantage and get a bit of extra personal development in. I've got a video to play in just a moment. It's Tony Robbins, and he's talking about the keys to success. It's a really good video. It's about 20 minutes if you want to stick it on and have a listen while you get on with whatever you're doing next. I urge you to stay on. Mike, who's speaking next Tuesday? Somebody want to tell him who's speaking next Tuesday? Did you jump out the car when I did that bit? Helen Walsh, Network Wide One. She's going to be mega. You never heard of her or never heard her speak? Helen and Andy, huge business. They're Chris and Claire Kinsella sponsors. So you'll know her to see her picture. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, guys, that's it from me. Thank you all for being on. Recording will go up tomorrow for anyone that wants to watch it again. Big thank you to Monica. Thanks, Mon, for sharing all your top sponsoring tips there. Take advantage, guys. Nothing changes if you don't take action. I'll pop the video on now for those of you that want to stay on, and I'll see you all soon. Good night.
Draw yourself 4 squares, put them up on the screen here. You'll see, as I do this, take a quick look, you'll notice you've got the word potential up in the left-hand square. Up in the right-hand square is the word action. Bottom right is the word results. Bottom left is the word belief, or another word for that would be a sense of certainty. Potential, action, belief, results. And notice there's arrows in a clockwise fashion where they just keep feeding each other over and over and over again. So again, it's potential, action, results, belief, or another word for that would be certainty. Now, did you ever notice how rich people tend to get richer and poor people to get poorer? And I don't just mean rich in financial terms. I mean people that are rich emotionally. Do you ever notice how happy people tend to get happier and depressed people tend to get more depressed? How many found this to be true? Say aye. It's because the power of momentum and what I'm about to show you. So let me show you something here. What's the potential of any human being? You tell me, quick. Unlimited. Do most people's results reflect that true potential? Yes or no? No way. Why? Because most people aren't taking enough what? But is it possible to take a lot of action and still get lousy results? What if you got a salesman that works for you and they walk out and they knock on 100 doors and they say, you wouldn't want to buy anything from me, would you? Or they don't say that verbally, but they say it non-verbally. Is that going to affect their results? Yes or no? So it's not enough even to take enough action, because when we believe it's not going to work or we're uncertain, does that affect how much of our potential we tap? Yes or no? See, if you don't think it's going to work, you're not going to put out a bunch of your energy when you think it's going to fail. And by the way, when you're not sure, you tap little potential. Do you take little or a lot of action? When you're not sure, when you think it's not going to work, you take massive action or little action? Now, when you take little potential with little action, what kind of results do you get? Little lousy results. And when you get lousy results, what does that do to your belief? You go, see, I told you it wasn't going to work. Told you it was a waste of time. And then, by the way, when you have less belief, how much more potential do you take? More or less? If it's possible, you tap less potential, more or less action. Less. And what happens to your results? They get even what? And now they got worse results. What does that do to your belief? And by the way, now you see the current economy. Isn't it true? Everybody out there is going, oh my God, the results are so bad, it's going to get worse in the future, so I better pull in my horns, there's less potential, so I'm not going to push as hard. I'm not going to take much action. Oh my God, I'm getting lousy results with little potential action. Oh my God, it's going to get worse. That's what creates a recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. How do you change that? So again, it's potential, action, results, belief, or another word for that would be certainty. Now, did you ever notice how rich people tend to get richer and poor people to get poorer? And I don't just mean rich in financial terms. I mean people that are rich emotionally. Do you ever notice how happy people tend to get happier and depressed people tend to get more depressed? How many found this to be true? Say aye. It's because the power of momentum and what I'm about to show you. So let me show you something here. What's the potential of any human being? You tell me, quick. Unlimited. Do most people's results reflect that true potential? Yes or no? No way. Why? Because most people aren't taking enough what? But is it possible to take a lot of action and still get lousy results? What if you got a salesman that works for you and they walk out and they knock on 100 doors and they say, you wouldn't want to buy anything from me, would you? Or they don't say that verbally, but they say it non-verbally. Is that going to affect their results, yes or no? So it's not enough even to take enough action, because when we believe it's not going to work, or we're uncertain, does that affect how much of our potential we tap, yes or no? See, if you don't think it's going to work, you're not going to put out a bunch of your energy when you think it's going to fail. And by the way, when you're not sure, you tap little potential. Do you take little or a lot of action? When you're not sure, when you think it's not going to work, you take massive action or little action? Now, when you take little potential with little action, what kind of results do you get? Little lousy results. And when you get lousy results, what does that do to your belief? You go, see, I told you it wasn't going to work. Told you it was a waste of time. And then, by the way, when you have less belief, how much more potential do you take? More or less? If it's possible, you tap less potential, more or less action. Less. And what happens to your results? They get even what? And now they got worse results. What does that do to your belief? And by the way, now you see the current economy. Isn't it true? Everybody out there is going, oh my God, the results are so bad, it's going to get worse in the future, so I better pull in my horns, there's less potential, so I'm not going to push as hard. I'm not going to take much action. Oh my God, I'm getting lousy results with little potential of action. Oh my God, it's going to get worse. That's what creates a recession, depression, whatever you want to call it. How do you change that? A lot of people, and even a lot of businesses say, well, gosh, we train our people. Who's ever done this? You train your person, they do well for a while, and then they drop off in their skill set. I don't care if it's sales, I don't care if it's a technical skill, having to do with accounting or something on the computer. Who's experienced this with people you work with? Say I. Now, you're highly motivated. It's your business, or you're the leader in the business, or you're the manager, or you're the head of department, or whatever. So you got a lot of drive. So you bring emotion to the table, and you do enough repetition that you master it. They don't. If you give up on them, you're losing and missing out on what it takes to train someone. So here's how training looks. In the beginning of training, when you first start doing something, how fast do people learn and make shifts? Slow or rapid? Huge rapid change happens, right? There's this giant growth that occurs. Now, what eventually happens to anybody when they start to learn something? A new sport, a new business, a new relationship. What do they get to? What do you call it? Plateau. So think of it this way. Some people, their philosophy of life is dabbling. Here's what a dabbler does. They take on a sport like, let's say, tennis. And when they're brand new, they know nothing about tennis. They don't know how to hold the racket. They don't know how to swing. They don't know how to keep score. They think love is an emotion when it's a zero. Right? There's nothing, right? But from not knowing anything, in a short time with a little bit of training, do they get pretty damn good, yes or no? If this is 100% mastery and this is zero, they might go to 20 or 30% growth like that within a few days, a few weeks. How many follow what I'm saying here? Say aye. Now what's interesting is, will they top out, yes or no? There'll be a point in which they plateau. What's a plateau? It's when you're doing the same amount of effort, but you're not getting the same level of reward. You're not making the same progress. So in the beginning, how hard is it to make progress when you're a brand new company? I mean, creating a product is progress. Selling your first customers is progress. Getting your first account is progress. Pretty easy, right? When you're in a new relationship, just learning about each other and connecting and being intimate, there's progress, right? In playing tennis, taking up a sport, there's so much progress. But in every human being's experience, there's a point where you're working just as hard, but not making so much progress, and people don't like that. That's why I told you this. And what some people do at that point, if they're a dabbler, they decide to quit. This is obviously the wrong job for me. This is obviously the wrong sport. This is obviously the wrong partner. I shouldn't be in a relationship with this person. The minute they get to a point where they're not being fed, their ego is not being fed, they're not growing, they quit. And so if this was, for example, a dabbler who was in a position of tennis, they might quit tennis and now they say, you know what, I'm not a tennis player, I'm going to do racquetball. And they get so excited about racquetball. Because like, oh, this is cool, look at this. Because within a few days, what happens for everybody? They start from zero, and what happens? Lots of what? Tell me, lots of progress, which feels really good, really fast. They didn't know how to racket. They didn't know how to turn. There were walls all around them and a ceiling. In a few days, bam, they're smashing off the back wall and the side wall. They're doing things Z's. And I mean, it's really cool. Plus, they get a new outfit and stuff, so they look cool. They got goggles, they joined a new club, there's all this progress and stuff. So guess what? Grow, 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 grow. Everything's great, 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 great. But eventually, who knows what happens? Eventually, they hit a plateau. And guess what? Rather than training themselves further for mastery, what do? They say it's the wrong sport. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't be a racquetball player. And if I was going to show you as an example, let me grab this real quick. If they've gone out and they've made all this progress, they're real happy. They go, go, go. They're growing, growing, growing. Boink. They hit this plateau. Wrong sport. Not a tennis player. Go up like this. Boink, racquetball. All of a sudden, working hard, not getting the result. Wrong thing. Wrong relationship. Wrong job. Wrong mission. So then they go out and play golf and they go, boom. They don't even get the progress. And they go, I didn't need to use the F word that many more times in my life, right? Different piece. Now that's what a dabbler does. And by the way, dabblers by their nature are unhappy. Think about this. Even with all the economic challenges that exist, most people in North America for sure have a better quality of life than 95% of the planet. 95% of the planet is living on what? How much? 2/3 of the planet, I should say, is living on $2 a day. Your worst nightmare is somebody else's greatest dream. Most of the planet's greatest dream. Your idea of economic downfall is somebody's dream. That's the truth. And so what happens, though, is, would you agree we have more choices, more freedoms, more opportunities today than any time in human history, yes or no? Yes. Are most people's happy? Is their happiness tied to the quality of life they really have? Because we're a world now that's shallow. Most people are dabblers. They try something for a while, doesn't work out, they do something else. Now, you wouldn't be in this room for 5 days if you were a dabbler, but how many of you got to deal with some of these dabblers out there? Say aye. Dabblers are the people you want to make sure you keep off your team or get off quickly, because they're going to quit anyway. And the time, energy, and effort it takes to train a dabbler is the same energy you could have a platinum player. And we're going to show you some ways to do that later on. But let me show you another path for a second before we show you the rest of the training effect. Let's take the path of what I call a stressor. Here's the stressor's philosophy. I find the way. Who can relate to this? Say I. I'm going to find the way, I'm going to achieve it. So they take up a sport like tennis, and it goes like this, and they're doing really, really well, and it's going really great, but eventually, boink, they hit a plateau. Here's the difference. Does the stressor quit? Ever quit? Yes or no? Absolutely not. What does the stressor do when it doesn't work out? What do? Do they settle for it? What if they actually get a little worse for a short time? What happens? They really get stressed and they go, screw this, I'm going to find a way, I'm going to break through, I'm going to learn a book, I'm going to find someone, I'm going to get a coach, I'm going to make this thing happen, I'm going to find a way, I'm going to find whatever it takes to make this thing happen. Poosh! And they break through, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, they break through, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows what I'm talking about here? Say aye. And by the way, they break through and all of a sudden they start making progress and they're so happy, and all of a sudden, guess what happens? Boink. And they go, damn! How could that happen? I've been working my tail off. I just had this breakthrough. I just worked through this thing. I just fought through it. But by the way, do they hit another plateau? Yes or no? So, what happens here? Do they give up? Do they quit? Do they go, it's the wrong sport? What does the stressor do? They stress out. Shit, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to make this thing happen. I got to make this thing. Come on, figure something out. Let's find this thing. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to make more calls. I'm going to make this thing happen. And all of a sudden, eventually, what happens? Poof! Ladies and gentlemen, they break through again. Come on now. And by the way, they eventually get where they want to be. The problem is, they're so stressed out by the time they get there, they're so exhausted, they can't enjoy it. Every person in this room who described failure described it for the following reasons. And I gave all the reasons. Time, money, network we don't have, people we don't have, not the right management, not the right people, right? We don't have the resource. And they went through this whole thing. I said, what all these things, not of Supreme Court justices, what they all have in common is, you're all saying we didn't have the resources to succeed. Money is a resource. Time is a resource. Technology is a resource. People is a resource. Experience is a resource. Supreme Court justices are so many resources. Right? And they all agreed. I said, here's the only problem. I said, in my experience, and you correct me if you're wrong, and I want an honest answer. When we get out of ourselves and we look at human beings and their ability to succeed or fail, how many people you've ever met who did not have the resources and they beat somebody who had all the resources? I said resources. When you look at the most powerful and effective people in history, were never the problem. They didn't have the resources, but they got them. How do people get resources when they don't have them? The answer is they're resourceful. The ultimate resource is resourcefulness. That's what makes someone successful. And here's what's great about resourcefulness. Who has it within them? Who? Who? Every human being. But the question is whether you access it or not. Now, strategic innovation is different than just constant, never-ending improvement. Constant, never-ending improvement is a very, very important principle. If you're not constantly improving, you're definitely going to be passed up by your competition. But if you're thinking about strategic innovation, what it really means to me is rewriting the rules for competition within an industry, within an area. When you change how people compete, when you change the rules, you take over that industry. You shift completely the game. So in my industry, the vast majority of people spoke and still do for 1 to 3 hours, which many of you yesterday wish I was one of those people. But that's usually it, because what it was is about inspiration, right? It's inspire people. And what happened for me is 90% of them are an hour or 90 minutes. And I was like, it's wonderful. That's a useful tool. But, you know, inspiration is like motivation. Motivation's nice. I mean, it's like a bath. You know, it doesn't last, but you still take a bath every day. But my view was, how do I get people into immersion? How do I put people in an experience where their life really changes? And so I changed the game, and people never even considered saying, we're going to do 3 or 4 days and nights where you're going to go 50 hours. No one will sit there. They won't sit for a 3-hour movie that someone spent $200 million on. But I changed the game. I changed the rules, because once people got the result, even if in the beginning it was tough on them, by the end, the level of transformation was so huge, it changed the rules, it changed the game, it changed the size, it gave me a brand, it let me dominate an industry. Because when people walk up to me throughout my life, the number one phrase, you can see me anywhere in the world a dozen times a day, not in a seminar, I mean just walking around, is, oh my God, Tony Robbins, you changed my life. It's like, I always say, you changed, but thanks for the credit, I'm glad I helped. But they'll say that like clockwork, every single time. That's different than I like your product. That's different than I enjoyed your seminar. You changed my life. That changes the rules for competition. That created a different way of competing. Now, I didn't do it to compete. I did it because my passion was I love people, and I don't want them just to be inspired for the moment. I want to make sure they really have the tools, the skills, the ability, the shift that creates a lasting change in their life. And I wouldn't settle for anything less. So you don't have to do it to compete. You strategically innovate because you're obsessed with meeting the needs of your clients. Is it the single most important skill in life? We hate the word selling, so I'll give you a word that it really is, that doesn't have the negative connotation. It's the word that all leaders have. What would that word be? Influence. What changes companies is leaders. The only way you change a company is leadership. If I want to change a company that I own and I want to make a shift in that company, the number one thing I'm going to do is shifting leadership. That might be taking leaders to a different level. That might bring new leaders in. That might be new leaders of new voices, with new perspectives, with new skill sets, new directions. But we need to take things to another level. Leaders solve problems, and leaders maximize resources. If you're going to solve problems, you can't do it yourself. It would have already been solved. You have to get others to help you to do it. That requires influence. True? If you're going to get people to maximize resources, that requires influence. If you're going to get people to partner with you, provide you resources, capital, suppliers, anything, that requires influence. If you're going to have an impact on your kids or your community or the world, that requires influence. There is no more important skill of leadership than influence. And yet most of us think of it like selling, and as a result, we don't master influence. So I'm not here today to try and get you to become a master of influence in 45 minutes or so of my chatting with you here, because we have so many other speakers. This is the area of life I am most focused on. Because I know that if you can't influence, you can't lead. But if you can influence powerfully, intelligently, with integrity, there's no limit to whatever you can envision and what you can make real. And if your influence becomes not just you as the influence, but you're able to influence systems, people, company, culture, if you can turn other people into influencers, now whatever you vision about can be made into a reality. And so as a skill of influence, we got to ask ourselves, how many agree leaders are what change companies? Raise your hand if you agree with that. Say aye. And leaders' number one skill is influence. If you agree, say aye. But then the question becomes, how do you influence? If I can be part of what helps you, but you do the major work or you make the final thing, you're going to own it more. So what I would do with people is I'd say, simple, here's your problem. I want you to write down what the problem is and describe it in 2 sentences max. This is your memo. 2 sentences, crystal clear that anybody will understand it. If you have to write more than 2 sentences, you have to tell them a paragraph, the question doesn't work. It has to be maximum 2 sentences, ideally 1, so crystal clear anybody can understand it. That's number 1. So you write that down. You write down, define the problem with precision. Describe the problem or the request. And sometimes it's not a problem, sometimes it's a request. Can we turn the air conditioning up? Can we turn it down? Can we have lunch at whatever time? Can we do this? Can we do that? Whatever the request may be. So they write it down. Then the second thing I have them do is describe 3 solutions to their request or problems. 3, and I use keywords, 3 cost-effective, intelligent, viable solutions. Might be viable, time viable, resource viable, whatever the case may be, viability. So what are 3 intelligent, practical, viable solutions that you believe we can implement, to solve this, or to meet this need? By the way, why do I have them come up with 3? Someone tell me why. 1 choice is no choice. 2 choices is a dilemma. Until you have 3 choices, you're not at choice. That's my rule in life. You may not like all the choices. Whenever you think you have 1 choice is no choice. If you got 2, you're in a dilemma. There's always at least 3 choices. Plus, I'm making that person become a problem solver. If I solve the problem, they'll just have a new problem for me to solve. But if I can teach them to be a problem solver, the game changes. How many follow? Now, sometimes this is less efficient, but with a mass audience, it was very efficient. And then they turn that in, and then I have a choice. I can now respond back by saying, circle, I accept your request, or I think solve the problem, we'll do it with your number 1. Or I could modify it, I'm willing to do that, but I think we need to do this, and this is the way to do it. Or I could reject it and tell them why. And then we'd have this communication. It was very efficient. This is very different than, tell me what you think we should do in a suggestion box. So now, tell us your question, and then tell us at least 3 answers.